Bro, what the fuck? Wait, okay, that seems like a good shitty movie. Wait, hold on. Hold on. I gotta watch this. I gotta watch this.
The beach party is in full swing. Students are having the time of their lives.
Wait, it's the same channel. Bro, this motherfucker's doing everything. Wait, what? Oh no, it's movies. Oh, it's only movies. Then why was this recommended? It's the same voice. Huh? Okay, that's kind of retarded. That's kind of retarded. Okay, whatever. It's the same voice, bro. It's the same guy, but it's a different channel.
Kissing and putting all the phones in a bag so that no one could post photos.
All the phones in the bag. Yeah,
Two of the
that
students,
sounds.
Vance and Gilbert.
What the
find
fuck
some
is that?
Gooey thing on the beach and are about to throw it into the fire
What
pit,
the fuck
but
are you
it's too
doing?
Small.
Why would you ever grab this? No, this is so unrealistic. Nobody would ever fucking grab this
morning,
shit.
Two students, Kaylee and Mitch, wake up in the
They get
lifeguard
eaten.
tower.
They get eaten.
Kaylee's ex, Jonah, wakes
they
up
fuck?
in a convertible nearby.
Did they
His new
fuck?
love, Shonda, is near him.
Shonda.
At first, Jonah wants to go see Kaylee, but Shonda stops him. In the backseat
Oh,
of
he
the
was
car,
Shonda.
Vance and his girlfriend Ronnie
Oh, it
wake
was an
up.
orgy. It
Marsha
was an
wakes
orgy.
up on a picnic table. She's puking. There are no other
They had an
students
orgy,
anywhere.
bro.
Only empty sleeping bags on the sand.
Oh, they got
Kaylee
eaten.
watches as a seagull
They
trying
got
to eat
eaten.
something nearby starts screaming and beating its wings helplessly. And a second later, it gets sucked into the sand. The girl is shocked. And then Marsha gets off the table, stepping on the sand. Kaylee tries to warn her, but it's too late.
No,
The others
Marsha,
laugh,
no.
but Marsha really gets stuck in the sand and can't move. Trying to do something, she touches the sand with her hands and screams in horror. Vance understands that something is the sand with her hands.
Oh my god, she's imperfect. No, I'm not gonna say that.
And screams in
I'm
horror.
not gonna say what I
Vance
thought, bro.
understands that something is wrong. The girls beg him not to get out of the car, but he doesn't listen. Jumps onto the sand and falls flat on his face. Now he asks Ronnie for help and screams in pain, slowly sinking into the sand. But she's too scared. Jonah wants to get out of the car, but Shonda won't let him out. The engine won't start because the battery's dead and Vance is getting sucked in. Mitch finds the rescue can and tosses it to his friend.
Mitch the bitch! Oh my god, he's eaten!
Everyone sees the sand is eaten off his face. Vance can't resist any longer and gets completely sucked under the sand.
Oh my god.
Like Marsha.
Marsha! Vance!
The girls are in tears.
Well,
Jonah
he's advanced to a new life.
assumes it's
Good one.
quicksand. Ronnie
Good
says
one.
it must be chemicals or oil. Friends remember that their mobile phones are locked in the trunk, and now there's no way to get them. Mitch tries to calm everyone down and come up with a plan. Meanwhile, Kaylee suddenly notices that thin, almost invisible threads stretch from the sand if you bring your hand close to it. Gilbert wakes
nasty.
up. He's stuck from the waist down in a garbage can where they put him at night after he passed out. He yells at his friends, asking
Don't be
to be
bullying!
released.
See, they always say, bro, that bullying is bad. Do you see this? This guy got bullied, and he got saved because of it. W bullying, we need to bring him back.
Friends beg him not to move, explaining that there's something in the sand and say that two of them have already died.
No!
Gilbert can't believe it and says that being stuck really hurts. Mitch persuades him to wait at least for a couple of hours before the tide is up. By that time, they will have come up with some plan. Kaylee and Mitch return to the lifeguard tower.
Kaylee and Mitch, okay, listen. Hey, Kaylee, we're gonna die, okay? You got a fat ass. Do you get where I'm going with this?
Find a bottle of alcohol. Jonah and Shonda talk about their relationship. Ronnie's devastated by the death of her boyfriend. Everyone is
devastated. Yeah, she looks devastated.
Asks Mitch what happened last night. The guy tells her that they were just walking on the beach and talking like friends, and then came to the tower and passed out. Kaylee says she means the sand. Everything was fine at night, but then something changed, and it began to devour people. The girl decides to ask the other guys, and the friends realize that everyone who spent the night on the sand is no longer alive.
They're dead.
Robert, stuck in a can, suffers from the heat. Friends throw him sunscreen because there's nothing else
him in the
they can do
face.
for him.
Hits him in the face.
Kaylee notices the strange object Vance and Gilbert brought last
it
night
opened
to the
up.
fire pit. Now it looks like a cracked shell of some huge egg.
Oh, it was a Martian,
and is
bro.
now hiding in the sand.
It was a
Kaylee
Martian.
suggests that the monster can't be big since it was only born at night. The girl throws a sausage on the sand, and in a couple of seconds, an unknown monster sucks it in.
She's feeding
She
it.
throws another sausage with the same result.
Bro,
Mitch throws it.
What a fucking imbecile fuck. How about you break the sausage up, alright, into like 5 pieces, 7 pieces, and you start throwing it and you start seeing where it gets eaten and where it doesn't? This woman, bro. See, this is what happens when they always give you sausage, right? You think it's always gonna be there. You know what I mean? Do you guys know what I mean, bro? That's the privilege of when you always get the sausage, bro.
Another sausage, but it's intercepted by a seagull. Gilbert's angry that his friends are wasting food while he's dying of hunger and thirst. But suddenly...
Oh, bro, you a fat fuck. Don't worry. You're the one who's gonna die the least. You got years in you, bro. You don't have to eat for years.
He sees how a seagull that has landed on the sand becomes prey to a monster. Now he believes what's happening is actually real. Mitch throws the last sausage in the other direction, and no one eats it. Friends realize the spot is out of the monster's reach, which means that this is the way to escape.
They need to get
Jonah
that way.
suggests trying to get out, but Shonda
how?
objects. It's too dangerous.
But
It's
how?
better to just wait. Ronnie disagrees.
No,
because
you
no
wait,
one's
it
appeared
gets
on the beach
bigger.
for several hours. Perhaps this happens on all beaches, or even all over the world. Nobody will come to their rescue.
You
Jonah
wait, it gets
refuses
bigger.
to just sit there
W.
doing
Jonah,
nothing.
W.
He
Jonah.
takes surfboards and makes
Surfboard.
a deck out of them, moves along the beach.
Oh my god, he's like
On his way, the
Beyonce.
guy
He's like Beyonce, bro. He's on the
decides to
surfboard.
sort things out with Kaylee and Mitch, but this takes them nowhere. When
Why
Jonah
are you
takes a
sorting
step
it
onto
out?
the beach near the table, the surfboard moves under his feet.
No!
Moved by sand. The girls beg Jonah to come back, but he struggles. The sand monster almost grabs him by the stomach, and yet he climbs onto the table. Jonah now has a very painful wound on his stomach.
W
Ronnie
muscle,
suggests
W
that the
muscle.
sand monster might have poison, which is why Jonah's in so much pain.
Oh, it's poisonous.
Gradually, he snaps out of it and finds a bag of groceries next to the
Okay,
table.
he's gonna
Jonah
live.
drops a banana on the sand and quickly picks it up, then begins to drive it across the sand. He soon discovers that the monster doesn't approach the ashes from the fire pit, which means that he hates fire. Pus begins to ooze from the wound on Jonah's stomach. He feels very weak, but still throws soda and water found near the table to his friends.
Yeah,
The
because
monster
he's a
in the
giga
sand
chad.
moves the surfboard so Jonah can't get back. The monster also starts rocking the car. Ronnie climbs onto the bumper, trying to open the trunk with the key, but it's very difficult to maintain this position. She slips several times, but doesn't give up.
Oh my
Kaylee
God.
and Mitch extend a life hook that
W,
Ronnie can
not
hold
giving
onto.
up. Never
The
give up,
monster
bro. Never
continues
surrender.
to rock the car.
Look at the
girl
monster.
opens the trunk and suddenly slips again and falls on it, slamming her
No.
fingers in the lid. A patrol car arrives on the beach. The friends are happy that help is there, but they warn the patrol cop that there's something.
Oh my god,
in the
he's
sand.
bleeding
The
now?
cop doesn't believe them and assumes the students are under the influence of illegal substances. Then he gets out of the
Bro,
car.
she doesn't have
Nothing
fingers
The
anymore.
man calmly walks around the beach. The monster touches his shoes but doesn't devour him. The cop examines Jonah and Gilbert, openly ridicules them, taunts them, claiming that this is the craziest ship. in all
Look at
the
your
30 years he's
shoes.
been on beach
Just
patrol.
say, hey,
Mitch
look at your
realizes
shoes.
That the man is safe because of his shoes with thick
Yeah,
soles.
thick
The cop
soles.
demands that they go down to him. The
No.
friends refuse. And then he tries to get a pepper spray, but as he does that,
No,
he
that-
accidentally drops the keys and touches the sand. The monster immediately attacks him. Pepper spray helps, but it's already too late.
He touchy
After
touchy.
losing half an arm, the
Oh
cop
my
falls on
God.
the sand and dies. Kaylee manages to retrieve the pepper spray.
Yo, take his fucking shoes, bro. Take his shoes. Loot his
Dead,
ass.
but his car's still there.
Loot
Mitch
his
offers
ass.
to get to it in slippers and towels soaked in pepper spray around his feet. Shonda throws towels at him from the car.
Go,
When
Shonda.
Mitch tries to catch the second towel,
No!
the railing breaks,
Ah!
and he falls
He's
to the
dead.
sand.
He's
The
dead.
monster devours
He's
him.
dead. He's
Kaylee
dead.
cries, but quickly pulls herself together. She asks Shonda to
Jump on top of his body. Use his body as a surfboard. He's already dying before he gets eaten by the thing. W stepping on him, bro. Maybe he has a foot fetish. Maybe he likes being stepped on. You know, you'll give him find a bit of pleasure. Because you guys didn't fuck yesterday.
To pick up the broken railing, takes the towels, and jumps into the convertible.
Ah! But does she... Okay, she jumped into the convertible, but... Did she land on the trunk? Did she cut the girl's fingers off? Because that's what I want to know. I hope she did.
Jonah's still alive.
Oh my god, he's still alive.
He apologizes to Kaylee and says he loves her. The girl says she loves him too.
Oh
Kaylee
my
and
god.
Ah! Then after
No
bandaging her
fingers!
injured hand, have a heart-to-heart.
No fingers!
Shonda says that Kaylee and Jonah are a great couple. And they should get married and have a lot
No
of kids.
fingers, no
Kaylee
fingers.
agrees with this. She never stopped loving Jonah. The girls build a bridge.
Also,
from the
is that
railing,
Jessica
and
Simpson?
Shonda crosses
Who's
it
that?
to reach Jonah, confessing to Kaylee on the way that nothing happened between her and Jonah the last
They can't
night.
just drive the car.
She
No, it
lied
doesn't
because
work.
She wanted the fairy tale, even
doesn't
if it was
work.
just for a minute. Ronnie doesn't understand why they chose this moment to talk about it. At
My
this
God.
time, Gilbert tries to turn around in the can to get out faster when the
No,
girls get to
no,
him.
he's gonna
He
fall.
finds he's cut his stomach on the edge of the can, and the blood dripping down the can attracts the monster. Kaylee also crosses over the railing to the table, followed by Ronnie.
The monster's like...
But at the last moment, she sees blood dripping from her hand, tries to catch the drop, loses her balance, and falls.
Why would you try to
Seconds
catch
later,
the...
She also
Why would you try to catch the fucking blood, bro? Yeah, the blood attracts the fucking thingy, my jiggy. But like... But it's not... You know, it's not... It'll just go... Retard.
despite the attempts of her
W
friends to do
retard
so.
moment. W retard moment.
Shonda wraps her feet in towels according to Mitch's plan and gets to the patrol car. The monster shakes the garbage can with Gilbert, gets inside and sucks the guy right through it, clasping him with tentacles.
Oh my god, it's over. Oh my
The
god.
girls almost lose it when they see this. The monster reaches for the car with its tentacles,
Gil!
and Shonda, having lost her balance, falls, hitting her head hard on the hood and passing out. She wakes up only at night and finds a self-inflating life raft on the roof of the car.
She almost
Using
died.
the raft as a bridge, the girls
Yeah, no,
carry the
not as a
weakened
bridge.
Shonda to the
You can
passenger
jump
seat,
on it. You
but
can jump on
Kaylee
it like
doesn't
this.
have time to take a seat next to her. The
Kaylee!
ground shakes, and a huge tentacle emerges out of the sand. Kaylee jumps onto the roof of the car where she finds a
Kaylee's
canister,
too hot.
but the tentacle grabs it and spills the gasoline. Kaylee takes the second canister, pours the gasoline onto the sand, and sets it on
Fuck
fire.
you! Bitch!
The giant tentacle catches
It hits
fire
her.
along with the
It hits her, she falls, the other tentacle grabs her and eats her. W monster.
sand. It swings from side to side. The girl looks at it in shock and can't take her eyes off it. Shonda opens the door and yells at Kaylee to get inside. But when the girl does this, the monster tries to get to her, beating its tentacles against the car. Tries to rip the door open and then retreats. Shonda says nobody came for them today, but maybe they'll come tomorrow. Kaylee agrees. In the
Nobody came
silence,
for them.
The girls suddenly notice that Jonah has died from his wounds. They mourn him, hugging each other, and fall asleep, huddled together. In the morning, a man wakes them up. He calmly stands on the sand. Kaylee and Shonda cautiously get out of the car and simply walk away, leaving the...
Why is this guy so nonchalant when there's like one dead guy and two girls? Isn't he gonna think like, yo, did this guy try to rape him? Did they kill him? What happened? You know?
stranger to deal
This
with
guy's
a
like-
dead body in the car. A creature that looks like a huge jellyfish is swimming towards the Santa Monica Pier.
Sisters got trapped when the pool. You know what? At least the monster escaped. Good story, bro. I like that story. The monster escaped? That's good. Now listen, for those types of movies, you know, for the shit movies, you always gotta leave the monster escaping so that you can maybe make a sequel if enough people watch your garbage ass movie.
Bree dives into the pool and swims along the lane to the very end.
Mm.
Pool manager McGrady is on the phone saying he'll try to leave early by putting up a
Yeah.
sign saying, "Pool closing for extended holiday."
Mm.
Bree gets out of the water and checks her blood sugar with a glucose monitor.
Oh,
Bree's
okay, she's
sister, sits in the
diabetic.
car mustering up her courage. She puts
She's
her phone in the
diabetic.
glove compartment with syringes inside and enters the pool
She's
building.
also
Before
diabetic.
diving back into the water, Bree takes off the engagement ring with a large gem and puts it in her bag. Meanwhile, Clara, an ex-con who works at the pool as part of her parole conditions, tries to steal stuff that was once lost by the pool visitors. The manager notices this and says that only today he sent her parole officer a report saying good things about her. After that,
I can't believe you
telling
did
her
this.
to finish her shift and empty the trash bins. Jonna heads for the pool when a bunch of kids bump into her on the way. One of them notices there's something wrong with Bree's hand, but Jonna...
Why is she such a cunt? She literally just shoulder checked the kid. Look at this. And she looks back and she's like, fuck you, kid.
Empty the trash bins. Jonna heads...
Bro, look at this. Look at this. Watch. She's gonna shoulder check the kid.
The pool.
Bang! Actually, hip check. Bang! Fuck you, kid.
Kids bump into her on the way. One of them notices there's something wrong with Bree's hand.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened, bro. They blamed the fucking monster. Alright, when the girls did that, bro. See, the girls set him up, they killed him, and they said, oh my god, it was a monster.
But Jonna screams at
but
him
no
and he
proof.
runs away. She tells
and they
her
were
sister that
believed
the
because
lockers were
believe all
closed,
women.
So she put her stuff in Bree's bag.
Makes
She
sense.
doesn't mind. The sisters discuss how the pool changed over the years, how Jonna was in rehab and has been clean for 3 months, 2 weeks.
And then they made a movie about the 2 serial killers. They killed every single kid in that camp, dude. And they believed her because believe all women.
15 hours.
And they made a movie about them. Jesus Christ.
Bree says that she's proud of her sister and invites her to race around the pool.
Race ya, bitch.
After a while, the pool manager announces that the pool is closing. Jonna has a short argument with them. The sisters get out of the water. Bree wants to show Jonna her ring but can't find it in her bag. The manager tells them to hurry up. Suddenly, Jonna sees a ring.
Wait a minute. Isn't the manager the same actor as the fucking movie thingy? Jaws? No, Saw? It's the same actor, isn't he? It's the same extended universe, bro. This is from the Saw.
Bree dives to get it. After
oh my god, go!
Her sister joins her, but even the two of them can't pull the stuck jewelry out, and then Jonna's hair gets sucked into the grate. The pool manager returns, not seeing any visitors in the pool.
He can't see anything.
Activates the automatic plexiglass safety cover. The manager leaves, and the sisters are trapped in the pool under the cover. They scream, trying to get someone's attention and get the cover removed, but no one answers. Jonna's nervous. Bree tries to convince her that someone will definitely come now, but Jonna says that everyone is left. The pool's closed for the holiday weekend, which means they're doomed. After calming down a bit, the girl agrees to swim to the shallow part of the pool in order...
Okay, these people are dum-dum. These people are dum-dum. Okay, see? Me, I see what they can do. I see what they can do. So, 1, if the water is hot enough, you won't die of hypothermia. Okay, if it's hot enough. Now, if it is cold enough, given enough time, okay, you'll die of hypothermia. But what you can do is you can go to the shallow end. What you can also do is you can huddle together. And trust me, I've watched this. They always say you should huddle together naked. That's what they say, right? So I think these 2 sisters need to get naked in the pool. And they need to cuddle, alright? And that's how they survive. What's it called, dude? What's it called? What's it called? The fucking W-incest. W-incest. Does she know I'm live? No, I think I... See, now, people always say incest is bad. In this case, incest would be good. Oh my god, I'm such a genius. I'm such a genius. Honestly. Honestly. So they need to do the incest, right? They need to do the incest. Keeps them warm. Keeps them safe. Now, another option. Another option, if they are not from Alabama, what they can do is they can go and find the fucking ring, alright? Get the ring and go... Because look, I've watched enough spy movies to know that diamond cuts glass, okay? And it's plexiglass. So she can grab the diamond and go... if it's real diamond. Now, if her husband was a cheapsteaks, then she's dead. But it's okay that she died because she picked wrong. You see? She picked wrong. L, you picked a Pori instead of a Richie. You deserve to die.
In order to try to push the cover there, but it still doesn't give in. The sisters check the entire perimeter of the cover in search of a weak spot. As Bree breaks open a small plastic panel, Jonna discovers a hole in the cover, but it's too small. She's nervous. Bree reassures her sister and...
Hey, it's not too small to fit your dick in it. Hold on, maybe I can expand it.
Convinces her that she needs to keep looking. All they can think of is using that same plastic panel to widen the hole in the cover, but it's no good. Bree realizes that her fiance David will be worried when she doesn't come home, which means he'll be looking for her.
Oh, he would never be looking for you there.
A snide remark, and in the end, it turns out that she was the one who pulled the ring out of Bree's bag and threw it into the pool because she was jealous of her sister. Bree
Are you a fucking retard?
Proposed to by David. Bree manages to pull the ring out of the grate, returns to her sister, and says they can't fight now. They need to work together.
Bro, what a fucking loser of a sister. You're getting married, you're doing great. Fuck your ring, bitch. Stupid ass motherfucker. You know what I would do, bro? If that was my brother and he would jelly me, I would escape and then I'd kill him. And I'd say, it was a tentacle monster from the other movie. That's what I would say.
They could try pulling off that grate together. It's quite heavy and
that's what I would say.
The canopy. Jonna is skeptical about that idea. At that moment, Bree's phone rings in a bag on a bench next to the pool. This is her fiance calling. He leaves a message saying that he's having dinner with friends tonight, asking Bree not to wait up. Bree tries to pull off the grate, but she isn't strong enough. It's already evening.
This is why you always gotta do the Zercher deadlift, bro. This position right here, Zercher deadlift is even deeper, bro. So if I ever get stuck in this position, oh man, I am breaking out of that shit. I break that grate.
Pull off the grate, but she isn't strong enough. It's already evening. The main lighting in the pool turns off. David keeps calling his fiancée, but Bree doesn't know how and when he'll start looking for her.
Hey Siri,
Jonna says that she never liked David.
Siri, call
now Bree's
911.
getting nervous too. She's feeling sick. Jonna notices this and asks Bree how
she's diabetic.
Bree tells her sister that she was diagnosed with diabetes 3 years ago. Jonna doesn't believe Bree and accuses her of lying, claiming she made it all up to get attention. However, after a short conversation with her sister, she understands the seriousness of the situation.
Her sister, bro, this person's a piece of shit. Her sister's dying. She's like, bruh, you made it up. Stop lying.
Is dropping, so she needs a shot. Otherwise, she'll fall into a coma. The janitor, Clara, is still in the pool building, but she's in a different room and can't hear the sisters yet. As Bree tries to widen the hole in the cover,
my God, bro,
Jonna
she's
asks
gonna
her
drop
about
chemicals
a fire
into the
that happened
water.
Years ago. It left Bree with burns on her right hand, and the sister's father died. Bree tries to put the matter to rest, but
she's
Jonna
gonna drop
insists,
chemicals
saying
into the water.
In rehab, they explain to her that it's important to talk about such things.
Shut the fuck up! I don't want to talk to you,
Bree gives
bitch.
up. She reveals that her father was a monster. On that day, he came home drunk like usual, lit a cigarette, and just passed out. It looks like the cigarette fell on the pillow next to his head. The fire started fanning out, and Bree was just trying to wake him up and got burned. Clara enters the pool area, hears the ringing of a mobile phone, and seems to be happy to find it. The sisters hear her, begin to knock on the cover, asking her to let them out. Clara says that she can do it, and at that moment, she takes the money, a credit card, and a phone from Bree's bag, notices the security camera, and goes to turn it off. Then the woman turns on the light, returns to the pool, and slowly and condescendingly talks to the sisters. She says she's never heard of two grown women stuck in a pool before. Then goes on to say that her daughter once did something similar.
Bro.
She got her hand caught in the drain, so she had to call a plumber. Clara continues to talk to the girls and ask them questions, and eventually asks Bree for her phone password. After unlocking it, Clara listens to the messages on the answering machine, looks at photos, and insults Jonna, and then tells the girls that she got out of prison, can't find a job and pay rent, and it's really tough in the real world. The woman...
I'm sorry, and I'm sorry. Okay, it's tough and you can't pay rent, and you think that God is gonna reward you by abandoning these two bitches and being a cunt. Bro, Bro, I'm sorry, but in the real world, if you saved these two women, people would say, oh my god, look, she was in jail, but look at what she did, bro. She's an hero. And she would get a job like this, because she's a hero. But she's a fucking villain, and she's a dumb cunt. And you know what? That's why she's ugly. That's why she's ugly, bro. Bad people are ugly, and they're evil.
Asks Bree for a credit card PIN code, but doesn't even promise to let the girls out. Bree doesn't tell it. Clara leaves, turning off the lights and then the water heater.
Oh my god, she's trying to kill them. She's trying to kill them.
She taunts the girls by explaining that the pool gets very cold at night. Johnny gets angry and threatens her, but Bree tells Clara the PIN code from the card in exchange for a promise to let them out from under the canopy. But Clara tells the sisters to stay as warm as they can and leaves. It's getting colder.
Bro, she's such a cunt.
Johnny decides to try and pull the grate off, but she's
an actual cunt.
She returns to her sister just in time because Bree starts to fall
dying.
asleep. Johnny blames herself for what happened, calls herself a weakling, says that she would gladly turn back time and that she'd like to be like Bree.
Oh, are you gonna kiss her now? Are you gonna kiss her now?
In the cover, Bree tells her that
I always loved you. I'm telling you, bro, Wincest. I'm telling you.
Replies
I'm telling you.
Needs to move because that's the only way to keep warm. The sisters talk again. This time, Jonna reveals that she's afraid of monsters and that she's still very traumatized by her father's behavior. Bree tells her to keep reminding herself that he's gone. Clara had been eavesdropping on the sisters all this time. Jonna tries to convince...
Bro, this bitch is a serial killer. Like, she's serial killer vibes, you know what I mean?
To let them out because Bree is diabetic and needs a shot. Clara
She's gonna die.
This. She herself is borderline diabetic, but of a different type, and she doesn't need any shots. The woman is annoyed because Bree only had $80 in her bank account, and because the sisters put her in such a stupid position.
I've got
Clara
way
says
more.
The world doesn't owe the sisters anything, nor does she, and she can leave the girls to die.
But you would
the
be a
sisters are
hero.
once again convinced that Clara seems to have lost her mind.
Clara,
Jonna
you would be a
sharpens a piece of
hero.
plastic on the edge of the pool.
Oh, they're gonna kill
Bree
Clara.
says it's a bad idea. She tricks
Clara
into going to the hole in the canopy. Jonna convinces Clara
Kill her.
that she
Kill
wants
her.
to tell her
Kill
something,
her.
but only
Kill
to
her.
her so that her sister won't hear. When Clara puts her ear to the hole in the cover, the
fuck
girl
you,
stabs
bitch.
her with a piece of panel.
Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you,
Clara's
dumb
furious.
cunt.
As
Fucking dumb
punishment,
bitch.
she turns on the automatic pool cleaning system. The girls feel that there's a smell of chlorine and try to plug the hole where it's coming from, but no success. The sisters
Also, what a retarded thing to do from the girl.
drown and begin to suffocate from chlorine fumes.
Oh my
Through a
god.
hole in the cover, they yell to Clara that she's killing them, after which she turns off the cleaning system, realizing the danger of what's happening,
What
but
the
continues
fuck?
to blackmail the girls. This time, she demands Bree hand over her engagement ring, saying that the pawn shop will pay her well for it. The girl does it. Clara says she'll let the sisters out when she's good and ready. Bree falls asleep and dreams that the rescuers came along with David and this whole nightmare was over.
W. David.
After waking up,
David.
she finds her sister, who continues
Dying.
to blame herself
She's
for
dying.
what happened.
She's
Jonna's
dying.
losing her nerve.
Oh my
Bree
god, she's gonna
manages
kill
to calm her
herself.
down. Clara
Give her a
admires the
kiss,
ring and
bro. Just give her a kiss. Look, that situation, okay, that movie's a horror movie, but if you turn it into a porno movie, it always ends well, okay? They always end up happy at the end. You know what I mean? Mind shift, bro. Turn that into a porno movie. Come on.
Listens to another message on
These
the
people
answering
are
machine
no-
from David. The guy
no
says
brain.
that he can't find Bree and is going to call the police. She returns to the girls. By that time, Bree had already warned her sister to follow her lead. Bree talks to Clara, assuring her that they realize that what happened was their fault. The sisters have done a lot of bad things in life, and in the pool they had time to think all that through. Once free, they'll change.
We're getting better. We're getting better.
Jonna agrees to this and even apologizes to Clara.
They're gonna kill her.
Clara
They're gonna
says
kill her.
She used to be like the girls and advises them to appreciate each other. She agrees to open the cover. But when this happens, Clara will no longer be in the building.
Okay,
the
good.
sisters should never again come to this pool, and what happened should be considered a lesson learned. The girls agree.
I said
The
yes.
code given to Clara by the manager to open the cover doesn't work. She explains this to the girls and says they're now on their own, refusing to call the police because they would suspect her. The woman leaves and the sisters are alone now.
What the
After
fuck?
a while, almost passing out from the cold, Bree confesses to Jonna that it was she who killed the monster.
Yeah, she killed her father, of course.
It was
course.
Bree who held her father down when the fire started so
of
that
course.
he could never hurt Jonna again.
That's why the hand was burned. Bro, it makes so much sense. It's obvious.
Jonna tries again and again to pull off the grate at the bottom of the pool, and finally she succeeds.
W feminism.
The girl breaks the cover and pulls her
inject,
sister out of the water, gives her a shot of
there you
insulin,
go.
not knowing if it's too late or not.
It's
After
not too
a while,
late.
Bree
It's not too
almost
late.
Wakes up,
Never too
but
late.
At that moment, Clara
No,
returns
the
with a gun in her
fucking
hand.
dumb cunt.
She threatens to kill Bree and Jonna because on the way to the car, she realized that if the girls survived, then Clara would go back to prison again.
Are you a
Jonna
retard?
begs not to kill them and cries. In the end, Clara lowers her gun.
I would kill Clara. I would kill Clara. Kill Clara.
911 for
Kill
help,
Clara.
Then tells Clara
Kill
to leave
Clara.
before rescuers arrive.
Kill Clara. She
Bree
doesn't
wakes
deserve.
up, lying on an ambulance gurney. She sees that Jonna cut her right hand, saving her, just like Bree once burned herself to save her sister.
Got her right hand
Jonna
saving
gives
her.
back her ring. Bree is shocked. She
Kill
asks
her.
how Jonna did it. In
Kill
response,
Clara.
She simply says, "I killed the monster."
I killed the monster.
sisters
Oh
cry and
my
hug.
god, bro. Now both of them killed the monster. But she didn't even kill the woman. She should have killed them. They should have killed Clara, bro. Fuck Clara. Clara, dumb cunt. Fuck Clara, bro. Clara needed to die. Dumb cunt. I hate her. I hate her. Not because... I was gonna say, I hate her not because she was a piece of shit, but because she was a woman. But no. No, I can't make those jokes. I can't make those jokes, bro. Can't make those jokes. Oh, dude, I wanted to watch this shit. Hold on, this is actually good. This is actually
In the
good.
bag, picking teeth from his skull and playing with his tongue. He's all sick and everything.
What? What?
I want my mommy.
He kept on punching him and shooting him, and I had to grab him like this to pull him back, and I told him to stop.
Give me people
It's too
who
late.
hate us for this.
What?